Harry, welcome to another episode of Keeping Up with College. It's really nice to officially meet you.
Mhm.
Let's just start off with who you are. What's your name? Where you're from? What sport you play? And the position, and what school that you're committed to.
Yeah, all right. So I'm Harry. I'm from Toowoomba, which is 90 minutes west of Brisbane in Queensland. I play soccer. I'm a centre back, but for high school I played right midfield or right wing, and I'm committed to playing JUCO in for Pratt Community College in Kansas.
Yeah, cool. You said you're a centre back, but you played right wing striker,
Yeah.
so you can go
Oh,
anywhere basically.
well, yeah, you could say that. I think my coach last year thought that I was a striker for the entire season, for the time preseason, and then I just went up to him one day and I'm like, "Hey, you do know that I'm actually a defender, not a striker, right?" And so he got a bit of a shock there.
Did he
He's like,
actually?
"Oh,
It's crazy.
yeah, yeah,
You can play any position. What about goalkeeper?
nah." Uh, I don't like getting hit in the face that much.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's a tough gig. I'm a goalkeeper, so I understand. I get
yeah, yeah,
it.
gutsy, gutsy.
Yeah. Okay, so Pratt Community College, that is in Kansas. Do you know much about Kansas, the state, or the US in general?
Um, Not much about the US, but Pratt's like a 45-minute drive from Wichita, which is the biggest population city in Kansas, I believe.
Yeah.
And it's like, and Kansas is like the heart of America. It's like the Alice Springs.
Yeah. It is
Yeah.
pretty much bang on the center of the US. So you can have basically all four seasons. You can have your super hot, dry summers, and then you'll have your Midwest winters, and that gets cold. Like,
Gets a bit
yeah.
chilly, bit
Yeah.
chilly.
And then, you'll have your hurricane seasons and all of that. Like all the weather that you can probably think of is probably Kansas and like the Midwest. So
Yeah,
just
makes sense.
be prepared for, come winter time, basically.
Mm.
So when did you actually decide that you wanted to study in the US and like what inspired you to sort of take this journey?
Um, well, honestly, it was a bit of a pipe dream for me when I was about like 13, 14. I remember staying up at late at night, just scrolling through TikTok and like, oh, D1 college athlete. I'd be like, oh, that'd be pretty awesome. But then, but honestly, I didn't think I was good enough. But then I really improved my football in the past 2, 3 years. And I was like, you know what, maybe I'll just give it a shot. And
Yeah.
I luckily got a scholarship. And so I'm really grateful. And um, yeah, I'm really happy it happened.
Yeah. I mean, the great thing about the US is that it can cater for anyone with any range of athletic ability, So if you
Mm,
just want to go and, have fun and sort of have your sport on the side and not really take it seriously, there's that route too. Or you can go like the super serious, like you want to go pro, like it's all about like soccer, soccer, soccer. So, there's
mm.
a whole bunch of ranges. And even, even on top of all of that, you can get scholarship money. So congratulations for that. And yeah, it's such a nice feeling being able to, have your schooling sort of paid for, or at least partly paid for. So, and you won't
Yeah.
come out of it with a HEX debt. So that's got to be a plus.
Yeah. I tell all my mates, I'm like, you guys are missing out right now. The US is where it's at.
Right? Yeah, that's
Mm.
what I'm saying. I graduated this time last year and I'm debt free right now. I'm back here,
Yeah.
back home, I'm chilling and yeah, I
Living
don't
your best life.
exactly. I don't have to work for the next 10, 15, 20 years of my life to pay off, my student fees. So I think this is the best path for you. And yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, it's pretty
Mm.
cool. Okay, so what are you actually gonna study in over in the US? Do you know?
Psychology, hopefully.
Okay, yeah. Have you started studying for that like in high school, or is this something new that you just want to jump into?
Yeah, I did psychology in high school. I went all right at it, and it was one of my favorite subjects. So I just thought, it's a start at least to start my degree, and
Yeah,
then there's a lot of pathways with it too. So I just thought maybe I'll give psychology a go.
yeah. Are you planning on, I know that's pretty far away, but are you planning on spending more than just 2 years at that JUCO in the US? You want to transfer?
Um, yeah, I was thinking about transferring. Like if I have like I could spend the 2 seasons, maybe even if it maybe only one season if I do really, really well. And then
Yeah,
I transfer out
yeah,
and then I go to a 4 year school or D1 because there was a couple of kids. One of my teammates, his older brother went JUCO and then just transferred out overseas and went to a D1 school.
yeah, yeah.
And so
It
I
is
was thinking
possible.
that could be the play. Mm.
Yeah, there are definitely lots of opportunities like that, and it is possible. So, but yeah, I only ask because in JUCOs they really do just like sort of core subjects for your first couple of years at the college, just because like it's easier on them to
Mm.
help get you your core subjects out of the way, so that when you get to a 4 year college, you're able to jump into your degree or the major that you want to get to,
Mm.
and sort of be specific in those classes.
Yeah.
Because the same will happen when you say like you went to a 4 year college straight away. You'd be taking those same core classes in the beginning because you need to get those out of the way, and then by your
Mm.
third, fourth, maybe even fifth year, you have all your core classes out of the way, and then you have your psychology specific classes that you can take, which is, I think, it's
Yeah.
a good system that they have. I think it's a really good system.
Yeah.
So that's good.
Sorry.
Um, Okay, so how has like the Green Room Futures process been like for you, like thus far?
Really easy to be honest.
Yep.
I just sent a I just got a highlight reel. It wasn't very good, but then I just sent it to Maddie and Jacob,
Yep.
and they just sent it out to a couple of universities, and then I got an email while I was at the Sunny Coast with my mates, and
Mhm.
I've just got enough, and I've just started jumping around. I'm like, yes, finally got a scholarship, and then it was a good day. That was a really good day.
Yeah, awesome. Did
Mm.
you tell your mates all about it and like read the email out and all that, or did you keep it to yourself?
Oh, I told my mates all about it. Don't worry.
Yeah, yeah, good. It's exciting. Some people might just take the first offer that they get, or if you wait, you'll get two, three, however many offers, and it's really cool to see how much a university and an institution will put in money, to get you to that school. So it's really,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so what so you're going to Kansas. Um,
Hmm.
have you ever actually been to Kansas or the US at all?
No, I've never left Australia.
Oh, really? Okay. Have you ever been out, like lived out of home before?
Um, Not longer than 2 weeks. So,
Okay. So does this process, does it scare you in any way? Like first time leaving home?
it's a
You're
bit
excited.
daunting to be fair.
Yeah.
It is daunting, but I feel like once I'm over there, I'm just distracted by everything with football, school, social life, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and I was talking to some people that went over, but they went through a different program. But they were saying that uh, like you miss home, but there's also dozens of other things that you have to do at the same time.
Yeah.
So like you do miss it, but you also you're distracted, you know?
Yeah. You're just like so busy with things, especially like in when school starts up, you have your classes, you have your homework on top of that, you have, football practice, you have to socialize, you have to go eat, there's just so much around you that you sort of don't have time to sort of miss home. Um,
Yeah.
but I tell you what, it is daunting, getting on that plane, flying longer than you've ever flown before,
Mm.
saying goodbye to your family at departures at the airport, and that stuff is daunting. But you're right, once you get to the US, once that flight and stuff is out of the way, and you've been there, done that, then you'll just be so busy and yeah, but it's exciting. It's a
Mm.
exciting, scary, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay, so what are you like hoping to get out of this experience, like in general, playing and studying in the US?
Probably just improving my football ability, you know.
Yeah.
Just getting better at football, and then getting my degree, probably debt free, hopefully.
Hmm.
Um, and then also just making memories, meeting friends, doing everything that I can, and also just a fresh start over in the US too.
Yeah.
I think it would be really good.
Yeah. Have you had a look at your men's soccer roster on the website?
Yeah, it's largely international. There's players from like Portugal, Brazil, Uruguay,
Yeah.
Spain, Ireland, England, all these other countries, and now they're just gonna have, a concrete cowboy amongst their midst from Australia.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of JUCOs have like internationals. But
Mm,
it makes sense because it's a nicer stepping stone for us as internationals, rather than jumping
mm,
to a 4-year college straight away. And I tell
yeah,
you what, like my JUCO, some of my friends I still talk to today, and they're from all over the world. I have
mm,
so many friends in Europe, like the Netherlands or England or Hungary or Spain, and even like just all over the world as well. Like I have my Japanese roommate who I met at my JUCO, and then I went with her
mhm,
to our D1 that we ended up rooming together at. So, these
yeah,
connections that you make are so important, and like, not just because you're all international, but like these connections that you make, they take you places.
yeah,
And
exactly.
if you holiday over in Europe, you'll have a couple of countries that you can stay at as well, and
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
really nice.
Mm. Like
Um,
I had an old teammate from my old club, and he did college soccer, but this was ages ago. This was like 2012 to 2016 or something like that. And he
right.
was saying that one of his old teammates is now like the coach of the Charlotte FC's under 23s or something.
Oh
And
wow.
so
Yeah.
yeah, so there's a lot of different pathways that you can take
Yeah.
um through MLS too, because
Yeah.
it's really easy to go pro from D1 to, well, not easy, but like the pathway to go pro from D1 to
Yeah.
D1 to pro is.
Yeah. When people
Mm,
think about like NFL drafts and stuff like that, it's the same with soccer. The
mm,
MLS, you get drafted, you get picked. I know a lot of guys from, especially my D1 that went, into the MLS system, and they were drafted and picked, and they're playing now, and it's really cool to watch their journey, I guess. So
yeah.
yeah, there's so many pathways. I mean, I almost became an assistant coach at my college. I just
Mm,
chose not to stay really, and because you can get like your OPT visa issued, if you want to stay, you graduate and you can stay in the US. The government will allow you, but it was just a sum of money that I just didn't want to pay, and I wasn't sure where I was going
yeah.
to live, so I decided to just come back home. Well, actually
Yeah.
Japan first. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay, so going over to the US, it's scary, it's daunting. What does mum and dad feel? Like, how do they feel about you leaving?
Um, I think they just want to get me out of the house. To be fair, I think they just want me gone.
Fair enough.
But
Okay.
they said they're gonna miss me and stuff. And but I was talking to them on the way back home from the game in Brisbane the other day, and they were just like, "Oh, it's an opportunity that doesn't come around all the time."
Yeah.
So it's something that they want me to pursue and they want me to experience.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I think because I had to go down to Sydney to get my visa, but I got denied entry into the US Embassy because of a typo that I made. And so It's I think they're just worried about me getting my visa at the moment, so it's a bit daunting, but that's all right.
So you didn't end up getting your visa.
Not yet, not yet, not yet. So because I talked to the guy at the embassy and he said it'll take 15 business days, and so the earliest appointment I could have booked was in June. I think it was like the 18th, so it'll be a bit tight.
Yeah. I mean, yes, and yes, it'll be tight.
It'll be tight,
When are you
but
due to report at your college?
July 29th.
Okay. Okay. That's all right. This we can work with this. It's all
We'll
good.
thug it out. We will
What,
thug it out.
what was the error? Can if I can ask the
I'll put a. It was either me or dad. We either put like a zero instead of a capital O
for what?
for like when you put in your DSI and you had to put in the barcode number.
Oh, oh,
So it was either like I either put in like a zero or a capital O, and then I got an email 2 days before my interview, and they said that I wasn't allowed entry into the embassy, and so I called them up, and they said they couldn't do anything, and so I called. Actually, I asked Matty what to do, and he just gave me. He was really good. He gave me their email. He gave me their number. He told me what to say. He told me what to do, and
mhm.
so I just did exactly that. It didn't end up working, but that's all right. It was really good.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm,
Yeah, Matt's really good with that. He knows exactly what you need to do, what you need to say, and he'll just, tell you straight up like do this, this, and that. Um,
yeah,
but okay, that's good to know for others to not make the same mistake, I guess. So you didn't
yeah.
actually end up flying to Sydney and then denied entry. You were just given an email and you were like, you never actually went to Sydney.
Oh, I went to Sydney because I couldn't get a refund on my tickets because they were really cheap. So I just thought, oh, I may as well just go to Sydney for the day.
Yeah, okay. You just spent the day there.
Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Oh, you're funny. I feel like this the US system is perfect for you. You'll have a blast. You're a very chill guy.
Yeah,
So
it'll. Well, you just gotta stay positive through these things. It's like it's really easy to crumble, but it's just you just gotta stay positive.
yeah,
Everything will work out fine. You just
yeah,
gotta go through the motions.
yeah. Yeah, exactly. Cool. Okay, so what are your like long-term goals, both academically and athletically?
Um, well, to get my psychology degree would be one.
Yeah,
Um, I might do 4 years in the US and then come home and then do my graduate degree for like UQ or like some other university here, and then maybe play NPL or
yeah,
FQPL one or the equivalent of FQPL one in other states,
yeah.
and a bit of coin while I work too. Um, and yeah, just athletically probably play semi pro like NPL level, and
Mhm.
then academically just get my degree.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. That's a good goal. Um, so what were your like reasons as to why you chose Pratt in the first place? What really sold?
Um, I chose Pratt. It was just I really liked the coach. He was an ex pro. He used to play for Liverpool,
Oh,
and so I'm like, oh, that's
that,
pretty good.
that's cool.
Yeah, yeah, that's nothing on like my Sunday league level here in Toowoomba, no, but like Liverpool goes all right, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. It's all right.
yeah. But probably the coach number one, and I was talking to him, and he had like a really positive thinking, and there was also standards that I'd have to meet, and if I didn't meet those standards, then I would be dropped because I've played in teams where we set standards, but then like the best player might not meet those standards, and then but they still play, they still start, they still do
Yeah,
everything, and so I just thought, oh, I don't like that. I think that if you set standards and everyone has to meet them, and he seemed as like he would set the standards high, and then everyone would have to meet those standards.
yeah. No, yeah,
Mm.
I feel like that's majority of American teams and colleges in general. I think that's what they do really well. And
Mm,
just like the camaraderie that they band around the players and like it doesn't matter if you're starting, if you're playing, you're injured, you're the manager or assistant coach. Everyone is like they have a role on the team and everyone knows it. And I just feel like it's so different from what it's like here in Australia and in the
mm,
NPL or in the FQPL. So that's what I really, really loved about college. So I'm glad you said that. It's a really good point that, US colleges do actually enforce. So that's really
yeah.
cool. So Pratt Community College, have you have you spoken to our other athlete, Jacob Ashley Brown? He's also committed to Pratt. He's going over the same time as you. I don't know if you two really know each other. Have you guys met? No.
No, not yet. I added him on Instagram, and I think we're following each other, but I haven't sent him a message yet, which I'll get onto that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's just really cool to be able to, go to the US and have someone, another Aussie come over
Mm,
with you and sort of you guys share in that experience. You guys might not know each other now, but you will, once you get there and once you're living in the same dorm or whatever like that. So
yeah.
obviously you'll have other internationals from, all over Europe or all over Asia or wherever. And but it's just that, little bit of a difference with having your Australian friend there. You can
Mm,
indulge in your own lingo when no one else really understands you because I
yeah.
know all about that. My first year I didn't have a single Australian on my team and I think there were a couple, maybe one on the tennis team, one on the volleyball.
Mm,
But then my second year, and another Aussie, she came on and we had some good laughs with each other when no one else knew what we were talking about. So it's
yeah.
it's always
It's like
fun.
you're speaking your own language.
It really is, yeah. It's kind of funny. It's really quite funny. Um,
Mm,
okay. We've got maybe about like 10 minutes to go, I guess. 10 or 15.
hmm
So tell me what like are you most excited about in this next chapter of your life?
Um, I'm not sure really. Uh,
Be a load
Probably
of
just making
everything.
memories and
Yeah.
pardon.
Could be a load of everything, like meeting new people or the football side of things and yeah.
Yeah, probably the football side of things, and also like I'm going over to win. I want to win the championship.
Yeah.
Winning the championship with my team would be really good.
Yeah, cool. Do you know much about your conference that you're in?
Yeah, it's really weird names like Kansas Jayhawk Junior College
Yeah.
something,
Yeah, so
and
yeah.
yeah, it's pretty competitive from what I've heard. So
Yeah, I think it is pretty competitive and the conference that you're in, we have another student athlete. He's actually on the men's tennis team, and
mm.
he goes to Seward County College, and
Oh yeah,
they're in your conference as well. So even though you guys don't play the same sport, I think it's really cool. Maybe if you travel to Seward County, and you go and play them in your conference, you and Jacob could try and find this men's tennis player and see what he's about and see where he's from and sort of just catch up as Australian athletes in the US. And I think
mm,
there's another athlete, she's on the women's soccer team, so a little bit more relative to your sport. So it's really cool. I haven't spoken to her yet, but I believe she's on the women's soccer team. So
yeah. All
it's
right.
it's really cool. It's like lots of, places here in Australia colliding in the one place in the US. Like it's pretty random when you think about it, but
Yeah.
it's really cool. And you'll meet so many other Aussies over there. and like one of my friends that I met in at my school in a small town, Omaha, Nebraska,
Mm.
met this guy from Brizzy, and we found out that we actually lived 20 minutes away from each other because I lived in
Oh, it's
Brisbane for
crazy.
2 years.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy, huh? Like he lived in like the suburb next to mine, and it was wild to think about it like that. It's really cool.
All
So
right.
yeah. So like, what are your biggest concerns about moving to the US?
Um, Probably getting my visa. Yeah, I'd probably be like problem number one.
Yeah.
But then, um, having enough money, because I'm working a fair bit, but also the exchange rate is really poor.
Yeah.
So, definitely saving up enough money for me to live over there because of the visa, I can't work off campus, and when there's dozens and dozens of international students and people who just live on college too, there's a high demand for jobs. So
Yeah.
I don't like my chances of picking up a job over there.
Yeah. I feel like you'll be fine. I went to a,
Mm.
a college that had a lot of other internationals, and I picked up three different jobs at my
Really?
Paducah. Yeah. So I was working in the cafeteria. I was working as a tutor, a math tutor or whatever it was, and I was a lifeguard as well. So don't
Mm.
don't think that you won't have a chance. Always just keep
Yeah.
applying, keep finding out like what jobs are open and whatnot, especially at the beginning of school, because
Mm.
that's the time that people are looking for, you know, students to work and stuff like that, especially tutoring and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because school will start picking up and then they need, people to come in and once exams come around, then you know, you'll have a job by then, basically. So
Mm.
yeah, don't worry about that. Um, okay, I guess I just have one more question for you. Um,
Mm-hmm.
what advice would you give other Aussies who are thinking about going over to the US, and what would you sort of tell them?
Um. Well, for what I tell them to go for it, but I feel like playing juniors would honestly, this is a hot take, but I feel like playing men's would definitely improve you more than playing for an academy. Like I know a lot of players that played for the local academy team and stuff, and but they just can't seem to break through to that men's team. But then when if they drop down a division, but then they play like Premier Men's or something like that, where their technicality is relatively the same, but the physicality is on another level, they improve a whole lot more. That's what improved me a lot more. I was never in an academy, but I played in every single men's division in Toowoomba, and
Yeah,
then I just improved so much just by playing men's. So if you want to take your football to the next level, I'll definitely say play men's, and then that way, you build up your physicality, and it also looks good in the resume too. Like, I've been playing men's for 3 4 years now, and so when I was talking to a coach about it, and he saw that, and it really perked up his interest because it's just that the men's game's just a lot different to the boys, you know?
yeah, yeah, definitely. The higher the quality, the better you'll get. So,
Yeah, exactly.
that's always a great thing to strive for. So, yeah, thanks for that.
No
Okay.
worries.
Yeah, I think we'll wrap it up here. Harry, thank you so much for jumping on. It was a pleasure meeting you, and good luck this year. And hopefully your visa will come in time.
It'll be
Cool.
fine. It'll be fine. It'll be
Be
fine.
fine. Hey, it's all good. Shoulders are relaxed. It's all good.
Yeah, it'll be. It's part of the game. Is what it is.
Exactly. All right. Thank you, Harry.
Awesome, sweet. Thank you. I'll see you later.